Hi, how's it going today? It's Thomas Steed. Sorry for the rough voice. I'm sick. It's weird though, I don't feel sick. Yeah, so my voice is really hoarse, so I'm sorry I sound like Splatoey. Um, what we're gonna do today is I'm gonna show you, first off, this is that translucent stone that I got from, that's the bottom. Best sharpening stones. This is a beautiful stone. Very, very beautiful. It's actually got some of the reds and pinks in it that are pretty hard to come by. They're not a super common stone apparently, but in any event, what we're gonna do today is I'm gonna do a video on sharpening a straight razor here, because my last attempt to do this was corrupted because I took it out to like a 30-something minute long video, and I had to splice two videos together, and the program I was using didn't do it, and I didn't catch it for like a week. So if you watched that video and were like, why is this even up? You can thank my wife for catching that and it not being up anymore. So what we do to start this here, my razor's not in horrible shape, so I don't have to take it down to like the hard stone or anything like that. The translucent, and the surgical black are the two hardest of the Arkansas stones. When you're using an oil for oil stones, or wet stones, or whatever you want to call it. Right now myself, I'm using this cutting board oil. It's just a colorless, odorless, tasteless, food grade mineral oil, enriched with vitamin E. Anyways, mineral oil works fantastic. It's a pretty thin oil. It's kind of like baby oil, and it lubricates the surface of the stone while still allowing it to have its coarse enough texture where it's not going to get in the way of the actual cutting of it. And the mineral oil also will help keep the depositing to a minimum. So with these Arkansas stones, when you cut on them, all the little porous spaces in there have a tendency to start getting clogged up with the metal shavings, the debris that comes off of the whatever material you're cutting, sharpening, whatever, honing, whichever step in the process you're in. And anyways, so that's what that's for. It helps take that off. You'll want to wipe it off a couple of times when you notice it looks like it's starting to get a little dirty. Get it off. You want to use a clean piece of cloth or rag or paper towel, but sometimes paper towel leaves a little bit more little fibers and stuff behind. So in any event, let's get this kind of situated here a little bit better for when I'm doing this now. With this razor, it's a hollow grind, and the edge is set perfectly so that all I've got to do is follow the edge that's on here, and it'll cut the way it's supposed to. Now over time, it's obviously going to work away at that edge, and it's all that's going to do is create a finer angle on it. But by no means is this a high-end, high-quality razor. I think I spent maybe $30 on this thing, and this is a good midway point between your razorettes with the disposable blades, the one single-edged disposables, and going for, you know, a nice expensive razor when you're pushing, you know, anywhere from the $100 to $300 mark for a straight razor. You know, they can get expensive pretty quick, and you don't want to jump on that. It's not the greatest still. It doesn't retain its edge the greatest, so you'll have to sharpen it a little more than a really nice one. But that gets you practice. Screw up something cheap first before you go and destroy an edge on a $300 razor. Seems like a good idea to me, right? Get it down the first time. Now, in any event, let's get to sharpening. So I have gotten a little bit of experience on this Arkansas stone so far with my switchblade style knife. Not a switchblade. The cold steel Trilite. The biggest thing when you're sharpening is that you make sure you're following your right angle. Don't be lifting up on it and dragging at a really heavy angle like you would with a pocket knife. Now, we're getting a pretty nice edge there. There's just one spot on this that with this blade profile is it's a little bit of a problem area. It likes to act like it wants to have a different angle. At least it like starts to refract the light differently. I'm gonna say right off the bat, I love the edge on this already much better than the edge that I'm getting off of that cheap whetstone that I got, the 3000, 8000. I've got a strop now that can probably do just about everything that entire stone did. It was like, for one, I don't honestly even full-heartedly believe that it was actually a 3000, 8000. Thinking it's probably closer to maybe a 1000, 3000. You can't even get that stone anymore. That company's completely changed the color on the 3000 composite material. Now you can see we're at that point where it's dirty. Just rub it off when you're cleaning it, like yeah, kind of like you're stropping it across there. Yeah, just like that. Safety first. Close your blade. Wipe your stone clean. Then put a little bit fresh oil on there, work it in good. Because we want to make sure that we're getting all of that material up off of that stone surface. Rub it in real good. Work it around. Scrub a dub. use a straight razor after we've been in the tub. I don't know. And yeah, this mineral oil is, fantastic for conditioning the wooden handle on this too. I mean, it's a twofer. Not only am I sharpening my blade here, using a good, safe material for keeping the wood happy and moist on my razor. Now, as I said, I got that done. Make sure that we're wiping as much material off of there as we can. And we always have a box to put your stone in. Protects it from the dust, the grit, the grime, stuff you don't want on your stone. If you leave a bunch of oil on there and you leave it exposed to the air, that dust and all that stuff's going to get on there. It's going to deposit, and it's going to make it a pain in the neck. You're going to have to figure getting all that cleaned out. You might have to scrub it real good with some dish detergent. Do you really want to spend that extra time doing that? No, you want to get to the business. Start sharpening. Now, I'm going to grab my strop right here behind me. I don't feel like I need to add any new compound on. So we've got the coarse, medium, fine, and then the finish. So we'll start with the coarse. Now with the strop, don't use too much pressure. You just want enough. And then flip it this way and bring it back. One. I think that was 3. One. The reason I'm showing you to do it like that is because you can really easily screw up the edge by taking it off and dinging it, trying to be super fast. So if you want to try and do it like this, lift straight up, flip, set down. Up, slip, set down. Up, down. Up, down. Up, down. Up, down. Up, down. Up, down. Now the reason being, so when you're first starting out, roll it, flip it, roll it, flip it, roll it, flip it. When you get more experienced, you can start doing some of this, where you bring it up, flip back, because you've started to develop those muscle memories where you're used to making sure that you're not putting pressure on the edge that you're working on in a way that you don't want to, with a bad angle. Because that's what it's all about. Angles are your best friend and your worst enemy when you're sharpening. You can have a little bit of leeway, a little bit of a grace on your angles when sharpening. Not as much really with stropping. I mean, stropping just is kind of its own thing. It falls right in line with that. It just keeps your blade straight and polished. so your micro abrasions to your edge go away. Let's say you're sitting and you're shaving your face, and after 4 or 5 times of using it, your edge, that polished edge, is going to start to, not really dull, but it's not going to hold the exact same and be the same as when you first got it. So yeah, technically, I mean, it'll kind of either like bend your edge on a microscopic level, or it can create micro abrasions, and this just ensures that you're getting all of that right on out of there. Now on to the fine side. Now I'm using the polishing compound that came with this, and didn't really give me a exact rundown of how good the compounds are. This razor is definitely sharp because that misstep did it quick. Took me a little nick out of there. Not much. Fill it with compound. That's what I get for trying to go too fast. So in any event, then you go on to your leather side for your finishing. Now a lot of times people get a strap strop and they'll have a rough side. It's either just rough out leather or fabric, and you just apply your compound to that. Go to town. Those work great. But I wanted to do this four-stage strop. It sits on a tabletop. I feel like it's just going to provide me a little bit better, more quality control in doing my routine maintenance. When you do this, obviously polishing compound will get off onto the blade inside and on the back, and so just like when cleaning off the other stuff, you do it. Now Plenty of fine hairs there. The hair on my arm's really fine, so I have to basically shave an entire arm just for there to be enough on the blade for it to even pick up on the camera. So there you go. There you go. All right, thank you very much for taking the time to watch all this. If you took the time to watch all of this, like, share, subscribe, comment in the comment section. Tell me you hate me, tell me you love me. Interact with me. And if you got any other information that you feel is pertinent that I may have missed, and others that